Hey guys, it's me. Let's go. Michael Jackson's here, back again on live YouTube. Um, Today I want to tell you about something that I've been wanting to say for a really long time, but I guess I forgot that I need to tell people it before I just, keep on saying that I'm challenging people, but I'm not challenging people, but like the other way around, like I'm trying to do what's right and try to like love people no matter what. Now, um, this is gonna be like kind of like in a way of what Lacey Stern would say. In a way, you could say, okay, everyone knows is that I used to be like I did not really believe in God or anything. I used to be an atheist. I can't lie. It was at the time when I lost so many people I cared about. I lost my dad, my not my dad, but my mother's dad. Um, his name is Clark, but I always called him Granddaddy, and the reason why is because sadly he didn't live that long, but I know he's in a better place too, so I don't have to worry about it or anything. So that's all true. Sorry about my hair. We did something fun today, but I'll tell you guys on my other YouTube video in a second. But this is what I have to say to you guys is that I was 13 years old. Like I didn't get to like visit him in the hospital the whole time. I only got to see him like sometimes in the hospital, this nursery hospital that people help with people who are kind of older and everything, who need more care and everything. So I went to that one. And truth to be told is that he wanted people to understand that he loved who he was and everything because he loved God and everything, even though he did kind of like have like a seizure because that's he had a seizure in his brain, or no, a stroke, my bad, stroke in his brain, and he couldn't do a lot of things like he used to do when he was younger. And he would always have to be on the bed, and like they would have to adjust the bed like and I was just heartbroken because I had to see him like that. I don't really like hospitals. I mean, I know hospitals are good for you, like to help people and everything else. But what I'm trying to say is that I don't like when hospitals have to like be there like not like I don't like when hospitals are kind of like full of people who are sad, like they want to do something fun, they want to like be cheered up, anything really, to be honest. But what I'm trying to say is that it's just not right. It's just not necessarily right, to be honest, to me. In my heart it doesn't feel right, especially with a lot of things with it. But also I was gonna say is that um some people, they start stuff like I am doing the very best I can to not be back into that predicament of being a shy girl and everything else. But when I lost my grandfather when I was 13 years old, he died when I was 13 years old. It just felt like nothing went good anymore. I got mad at God. I can't lie, I did. Just like Lacey Stern would say. I got mad at God. I said I'm not going to believe God no more for what he did. It's not a lie. And after that, it was even harder for me because I had to go to the funeral. I saw my cousins, my lookalike cousin Jessica, Jerron. It was just so sad. It was just so sad. Like everyone decided, hey, I want to eat. I did not want to eat. Not in a funeral. Like, like how it is like when they're done with the service of the funeral or anything about a person who you honor or something, and then after that people want to eat after that. Yeah, I did not want to eat after that. I was just like, no, I can't do this. I just can't do it. And when I heard I lost my grandmother, this was her necklace a long time ago. She used to kind of wear it when she was younger. I never got to see her. I never got to like have her home cooked meals or anything. The only people who did was my two sisters, Sarah, Kristen. My dad got to see her. My mother kind of got to see her. So me and Peter, we weren't born yet. So that was kind of hard, to be honest, for us. Like, Lord help me, please. Also, what I was gonna say is that, I also lost my nanny. She used to give us, like, teas, cookies, everything. Like, my aunt, Aunt Joy used to, but she died, I think, in August when I was, I think, 14, I think that's right. And I lost so many friends because I lost Micah in Rainbow because they said she was gonna have like a stomach surgery because they said that she kept getting sick a lot, as in, I'm not gonna say it because you guys might be eating and everything, but she was supposed to come back in July 3rd or something, or June 3rd. And when I heard the news, she never came back. It broke my heart because I knew her. She had a disability problem. She couldn't talk or anything, but she could like kind of like do noises. I'm not going to try to do it, but she couldn't hear either in her left ear, and people had to scream in her ear, which I don't know why they had to do that because she was a strong girl, but she could get mad easily too, and she could do that. And her birthday was April 2nd. And when I remembered those memories of her when April came, it kind of almost made me cry. because I remembered her. Because she died when she was 14. And I was older than her. I don't really get why I was older than most of the people I know of, but I guess that's how I was. But like I remember at school we had like a little funeral thing. Like they had her favorite flower that she loved, a morning glory. And we were praying about like that morning glory. I think is still out there in Rainbow, but it was really sad. And then after that, she, like, when it happened, I couldn't stop crying. I couldn't stop being sad. I didn't talk to nobody for a while because it just had to happen to somebody who I knew who liked this song, The Wheels on the Bus. Every time I hear that song, the wheels on the bus goes round and round, I think of Emma. I think of sorry, not Emma. I think of Micah. And then I had this friend, Jonathan. He was born the same year as I was, which is crazy. But his birthday was on December, on I think the 26th. I think that's right. I can't remember. It's been a while. I think that could be right. But he was 16 and I was 17 when I heard this. He was blind, he was in a wheelchair, he was sadly paralyzed. He couldn't talk or anything. He couldn't really eat. It was so sad. Every time, like, some of the teachers would read him books that he liked, and he'd start kind of smiling. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying not to cry. I'm a little emotional when I talk about people I care about. I'm trying my best. But, like, when he kept throwing up something, I'm not going to say, um, it's something that he had a problem with. Every time he would cough or something, I still remembered that he threw up blood. Because he had this problem. Like, I guess it's because he couldn't eat. Like just because he couldn't eat or something, that messed with him. Like, at first somebody tried to give him yogurt or anything, and he got sick. Like, I don't know why. And he didn't live that long either. It was so sad. He he died in when he was in James Clemens in a hospital because he threw up again. And it had it on his heart, and it took all his strength with him. When I heard about it, it made me so sad. My teacher said, for you guys who know Jonathan, Jonathan passed away last September and everything. I remember all of it, of that. I was so sad. I was depressed because I knew Jonathan ever since when I was in Columbia or Rainbow. I knew him. It was so sad, depressing, everything. I didn't know what else to do or expect. After that, I was it was the first time I went to Super Church. I met this girl named Grace Marie. She was, I think, 13 or something, but she was a nice person. Like she had a godly heart, a spiritual being. Even though she was in a wheelchair or anything, she didn't care if she had a disability. She still showed who she was. She wore glasses. She was Chinese. She was nice. She loved giving me so many advices when I was sad. She would roll up to me and talk to me about anything that's going up with me, that's troubling me. And then she would pray for me all the time. One sad day, she died because something was too much for her, and she knew she was not going to live that long. And she said to her mom and dad, when I do something, I'm going to, like, how would I say this? I'm going to do what's right in my heart. She um like she said something like this. She said, "Mom, Dad, I know I'm going to die, but don't worry about me. God has me." And when I heard that from Pastor Mark, it made me cry emotionally, spiritually, and I didn't know what else to do. I felt so bad that it had to happen to her. I did not know what to do. I just felt so like I lost so many people I cared about on that end and everything. What was even worse, when I was in Liberty and I was going through a lot, and he was a Christian. His name was Adam Kirby. He had a disability. He was always in a wheelchair. He couldn't move himself. People had to move him out of it. He um he had to do what's right in his heart. Like, I talked to him for a little bit. He was 14 or 13, maybe the same age. But he would always smile. He would always try to talk to me. I still remember a lot of things we did. But then he went with his parents. Like, he went on vacation for a while with them and his brother, his two sisters. and his parents. He was supposed to return on a Monday of, I think, June or July. My teacher did not tell me this, but she gave us this. Let's go. Let's go. See if we can get a dryer. But she gave us this she gave us this paper, didn't say nothing about it until I read it, and it said something really sad. It said, Adam Kirby passed away when he was on vacation. And it takes two people to handle a dryer. I can't pick it up myself. And it was really sad. He didn't live that long. I'm trying not to cry, guys. I'm really trying not to, but it's so emotional I have to talk about it. He had a seizure. They said it happened when he was on vacation. He was shaking a lot. And after that, his pulse dropped. And his it was just so sad. He didn't live that long, and they had a funeral and my teachers went. I did not want to go because I didn't want to cry even more. Maybe I should have went, but I didn't want to cry even more. But I don't know why my teacher did not tell me that those days. I was just really depressed with a lot of stuff. I was really sad. Especially hearing about when I was in Liberty. This boy, Terrell Hawley, he didn't live that long because he had a heart condition. And it was sad. I did not know nothing about him, but I heard that he was the best football player who was in 8th grade or 7th grade. But when I heard that he was running and his heart just started pounding really too hard and everything, and he fell and collapsed on the gym floor, and people tried to save him. His heart stopped pumping. He didn't live that long, but he's in heaven now too. What I'm trying to say is that so many people I cared about died, and I had to try to get over it, even though it wasn't easy for me, because I knew them for a long time last year's and everything. And it was hard for me at the time. I told my dad all about that. It's not easy. And that's when I was younger and I lost so many people. I lost I also, like in 2017, that was even worse for me because I wasn't trying to get emotional or anything, but when you lose someone, it's like you lost your heart. Like my pastor said when he was kind of crying one time when his friend, his best friend Adam, died because he made the wrong choice and he strangled himself because he got mad at himself and he saw purple marks on his neck. He was laying in bed and he killed himself, like strangled himself really bad. I remember my pastor told me about that in camp, and I couldn't sleep after that. I felt so bad for Pastor Rob. I didn't want to tell any more about what happened because he got emotional when it happened. He did. And I didn't sleep that night at camp because I just couldn't stop thinking about it. It just kept boggling to me and just so much. But I lost so many people. And I lost my dad's dad, my grandpa. I forgot his first name. Starts with E, I know that for sure, but I forgot. He he was in a hospital because he had this cancer problem inside him and he was afraid. He was afraid to die. And I remember when we had this other phone, this little phone, he had his dad's number and my dad's dad kind of yelled at him, said, "You need a phone, son. How am I supposed to talk to you if I don't have a phone?" That did kind of hurt my dad's feelings, to be honest. And he said, "I know, Dad. I just, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for one or something. Trying to." And I don't know why my grandpa had to yell at him because my dad was trying to do all he could. He did talk to him on the phone once when that happened. And I think my dad went to Minnesota on a plane and he went to visit his father. This was when I was having a really bad time because I had to clean up. This is when I was living in 605 Walton Drive, to be honest, Madison, Alabama. I was getting upset because I had to clean up everything. And I got upset and I said something like, my sister was like, Victoria was like, "What?" And then she was like, "I just want to tell you the news." I was like, "What news?" And then she was like, "You know Grandpa? Dad's dad?" I was like, "Yeah, what's wrong? What about it?" "He passed away. He died in the hospital. Dad just told me." I I dropped everything And I cried on my sister. Then I hear my mom saying, "What's going on now?" And Sarah's like, "I just told Victoria that Grandpa passed away." And she's like, "Oh, Sarah." And I still kept crying and crying and crying. And that's when I went to Minnesota to his funeral. I saw my nanny when I was 17. I saw my dad's stepmom, Denise. I saw almost all my family who were involving, as in numbers, more than you think, of how they grown and everything. And also, I I saw my Uncle Todd too, Aunt Pam. Those are my dad's brother, sister. I saw Uncle Norman, who's Chinese. I saw Uncle Norman. Not Uncle Norman. Uncle, forgot his name now. Again, I think it's Weston. I don't remember. It starts with a W. I know that. That's Pam's husband. But we weren't trying to thank of the sad moments, because when we were at that Lutheran church or something, I can't remember what church it was, we were singing hymn songs. We sang Amazing Grace. We sang, "Then sings my soul, my Savior God, to thee. How great thou art, how great thou art." And my dad was trying to comfort his stepmom because she broke down in tears. I did too. I wasn't trying to be emotional or anything, but it was hard for me. And this is when Emma and Zane went, but still it was hard. And we went to the funeral, and we had to stand there for, I think, 30 minutes or something, until these 3 or 4 soldiers like came out, because he was in the Navy or something. They had these like gun things that they honor people with, and then they go boo 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 boo, like basically kind of like that, to be honest. And they did 1 shot, 2 shot, 3 shot. They were really loud, but I had to get used to them. I wasn't used to them when I was 17, but I had to try to get used to it. Then we went back to Nanny's house, and we all had coffee, and Nanny was kind of laughing, saying, "I see that you taught your kids coffee. Good one and son." I was like, that's funny, because we're all like coffee people, and I know I got it from my dad, because I like coffee ever since I was 14. I had coffee. So, and I remember when my dad came back to see his mom, to see, that's my nanny basically, he hugged her and he said, "I missed you, Mom," because it was emotional. He lost somebody who he loved, and it was hard. Everybody knew at church who he lost, his father. Pastor Rob knew he lost his father. He said, "I'm sorry." And my other pastor said, "I'm sorry for your loss." And it was all hard. I lost so many people as well. My dad lost. I don't know how many people he lost, to be honest. I know he lost one. That's his father. So, yeah. But what I'm trying to say, guys, is like, the reason why I'm trying to like get better at my anger problems that I've had since I was little, because of all this, of all people I've lost, it's been struggling down on me and everything. I have been trying to do what's right in my heart instead of the other way around. But I'll let you guys go right now because I need to do something real quick, and I promise you guys I will do what's right and everything. So thank you guys. Bye.